What I'm seeing a lot, especially with founders or people who are starting out, is they're using AI to do a lot of dumb things really fast. And they're trying to build companies that the models are going to swallow up pretty much immediately anyways, or already have for super users, and it's just going to like become easier. And the question that I would ask for the entrepreneurs who are, AI maxing right now, and again, I think it's very good to adopt new technology, is are you making more money? Just the very simple, are you making more money now? And even though you're token maxing and spending all this money on tokens, but like, are you making more money? And I had a business I looked at the other day. They had 11 VAs that were doing, I can't remember, some sort of like data cleaning work.
VAs?
Yeah, virtual assistants. So low skilled labor overseas that was doing work. And I think it was something in the neighborhood of like $11,000 a month is what they were paying for these 11 VAs. And they were doing a good job and it all worked. And they then spent $350,000 to try and create an AI system that would replace what these 11 virtual assistants were doing. But that means they spent 3+ years of costs on what these 11 virtual assistants were doing. And it wasn't even the constraint of the business. It was just a process that they could automate, not that they should automate it, because it's not the thing that's limiting their growth. And so they still need more customers. And that wasn't the thing. This was like part of their quote process or something, but that wasn't the limitation. They didn't have enough demand. People are using AI in the wrong places. They're trying to start AI businesses when they shouldn't start AI businesses. They should use AI in their business. They're trying to advertise as AI businesses when you should just advertise the thing that your customer cares about, which is the solution to their problem, the outcome. None of that's changed, but because you got really excited about it, you think your customers are gonna be excited about it, but a lot of people are afraid of AI. So it's not necessarily even a positive, and it's not making you more money, which is the final question. I think outsourcing thinking to AI as of right now is still a really bad decision. It's like, I think anybody who's used AI for any period of time knows that you can get it to agree to anything. And that's frightening when it comes to making decisions. And so every time I'm like, I think it's gotten a little better. I'll just give it a really obvious decision to make. I'll go, okay, let's open up Claude, let's open up OpenAI, let's open all of them up, and I'll ask the same question to all three, and they're just all over the place.
What Alex Hormozi is breaking down right here is a massive trap. Relying blindly on AI to make your decisions will literally drain your critical thinking. If you want to build a real business in 2026, keep your brain sharp and focus on actual problem solving.
But if I can compress 14 years of business advice, the first thing I would say is you have to decide whether you care more about your future than what other people think about your future. Like, someone's version of you has to die, because everything at the very beginning of entrepreneurship comes down to one thing, which is fear. And it makes sense to be afraid. It's because we want certainty. But the only way to know is to start. The second thing I've learned is that the fastest way to build a $10 million business is not the fastest way to build a $100 million business. Because focus and patience are the two enduring competitive advantages because they're so anti-human. I'll say what the $1 million business owner is missing when they're trying to get to 10 is what they would have done differently is they would have stayed longer in the product market fit phase, or trying to make sure that the customers who come in keep wanting to spend money with them, which they either do periodically. So like if you buy a soda that you like, you keep buying it. It's not like you're on a subscription, but you just buy it regularly. On the other hand, there's subscription revenue, which is truly recurring, like your Netflix subscription, whatever. But they know that when that customer comes in contact with the business, they're going to stay, and that money's going to keep going, which is what allows it to stack. And so if we think at the most basic level, if every time you get a customer they never left, then the business will do nothing but grow. It will either stay the same or it will grow. Whenever you get a new customer, it just keeps growing. And the difficulty of the $1 million entrepreneur is that getting to $1 million you can do really quickly, or 10. And I know that the world is like, I can't believe that. I promise you can do it if you just learn enough skills. But that can happen really quickly because it just doesn't take a lot of moving parts to make it happen. Getting to 100 or getting to $1 billion in revenue, I haven't gotten to $1 billion yet, but I feel confident I know what we need to do. The $1 million entrepreneur is trying to fit $1 billion of new sales in 1 year. And that's the problem, is that at the end of next year, because all the customers they signed up to make their $1 million are gone because they aren't good enough, they have to go back to the market and sell and get another $1 million of customers. So they think, if I want to get to $2 million a year, I have to go sell twice as many customers, which is true. But if we had to compare two companies, let's say we have company A and company B. All right, we got company A and company B. They both are selling 100, new widgets a year. Okay. Let's say company B loses all of the 100, but they want to double because it's an entrepreneur. He's like, I got to grow. And so he sells 200 people year 2. Well, then let's say he's got $2 million in revenue and he's got $1 million in revenue here. And let's say year 3, he sells 300 units. He lost all 200 again because he has no stickiness. And so he makes $3 million. Okay, cool. Now, let's say this company A sells 100 year one, they make $1 million, they keep all 100 customers. I'll just ask the next question, which is like, well, what have you done so far?
Why'd you ask that?
Well, because the answer 9 times out of 10 is, well, I mean, I was just thinking about it. And I'm like, okay, well then nothing's happened.
What's going on there with those people that come up to you and they say they're thinking about something, but they haven't done anything about it?
I'm guessing that they want to talk to me about business stuff. And so this is the only business related thing that they can talk about. On the business side, I would build as much real world proof as I possibly could and as much track record with as many customers as I could so that I could reinforce a brand that would give me some differentiation in that future marketplace.
So you'd focus on building a stronger brand?
From a business perspective.
Why?
Because I think in a world where everyone has access to a super intelligence, what are the things that are going to, like, will people still care about reputations in the future? Probably. And so I see that as something that won't change. Distribution will still cost money. Like those things, I think those things will be true. Might be less, but it'll still cost. And typically, because there's still marketplace dynamics. Not to get into the weeds on this, but from an entrepreneurship perspective, I would continue to build trust and distribution. From a personal perspective, I would think really hard about what it means to be human and why I'm here to begin with.
As Alex Hormozi clearly said, the future belongs to those who build real-world trust and a strong brand. Stop chasing every quick AI trend and start putting in the real work. Hit that subscribe button for more deep dive founder breakdowns every week.